Hey everybody, Prepper for the Ages coming back at you from my living room. Talking about the zombie encounter I had the other day, and again in the prepper universe, there's a definition of person out there called a zombie. We're going to talk a little bit more about that today. I had an encounter with someone who was basically homeless, and she said she was trying to get somewhere, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But if you want to go back and look at the video of the encounter, not of the description of the encounter, it's called "Welp: The Zombie Apocalypse Happened Today," and so I'm doing a little series on that. And in the prepper universe, we call them zombies. I know in not the prepper universe, that is not a good not a good term to use. So just bear with me, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. Okay, one of the things that was a nonverbal about she was homeless and had no direction, had no aim, was basically what she was wearing. She was wearing everyday clothes. She was on a quest. Her stated goal was to get to a certain place, a certain area, but she didn't have a goal of I'm coming from this, or I'm coming from this situation. I'm going, to my friend's house in this town on, in where she was going. She was like, well, it was more of the discussion and not about more of the journey, but I don't know if she was existing or whatnot. It didn't seem to me that she had a plan. It seemed to me that she had an idea of a plan. She said she was going to Cape Cod. Now, Cape Cod, as I said before in my previous videos, Cape Cod is a destination. It is a region. It is not. It is a bunch of towns all along a peninsula out in the Atlantic Ocean, and it is. The reason why I was a little bit more about she was homeless and she didn't really have any place to go was her focus was going to Cape Cod, not the Cape. We call it around here, anywhere in New England, when you say you're going to the Cape this weekend, they know where you're going. There are two Capes in New England, basically. One is Cape Cod, the other one is Cape Ann. And when you say you're going to Cape Ann, you don't say I'm going to the Cape for the weekend and say Cape Ann. You're going to go to Gloucester. You're naming towns on Cape Ann. And then when you mean you want to go to Cape Cod for the weekend, it says I'm going to Cape for the weekend, and people know it's automatically Cape Cod. But anyway, she kept saying Cape Cod. I'm going to Cape Cod. I want to get to Cape Cod. Okay, so she didn't name a destination on Cape Cod. She didn't name a town or anywhere, because Cape Cod's a very huge place. So and also, if you're homeless, Cape Cod is a very just from being there and knowing the region, it is a very posh and upper class place to be. Yes, they do have homeless on the Cape and whatnot, but I mean, it's not a place where you can go and sleep on the beach or whatnot, because beaches are closed. Public beaches are closed after 11. They are patrolled. You can't sleep on the beach, and they patrol the parking lots. And basically, while they do have homeless, there is a certain protocol and procedure that homeless people follow. Yes, there are shelters and places for handouts and whatnot, and it's a very nice place, but I think I had the impression, she did not say to me that Shangri-La was Cape Cod for what she was doing, and it wasn't that she would be safe on Cape Cod. That was just her destination. It was a general enough destination where I definitely got the impression that it was something in her head. Something in her head said, go there. And it wasn't to meet friends, it wasn't to meet family, it wasn't to meet somebody online. It was just, I am going here. Like it's my next destination. So that was a big nonverbal, and it's a lot of inferring, it's a lot of talking with the person, and trying to figure out what's going on in their brains without actually intruding enough to go and talk about what's in their brains. But it was something that she didn't offer the. I think she was, I think she was homeless. She didn't offer where she was coming from. She didn't offer where exactly she was going. She didn't offer the purpose of why she was going there and why she was asking like she came up on my property and first she wanted to know where she was. I'm like, seriously, where she was? And then, oh, I just wanted to ask you, she go, where am I? I'm like, okay, if this evolves into other things, then there's something wrong here. So, okay, so that was the first thing. Because I was out trimming my verge. I was out trying to weed whack and do all this stuff. So, I'm not even in my car. I'm not near my car. Don't have the keys. I'm not going anywhere. So first she was like, where am I? I'm like, and I said the name of right here. And she had a map of New England about 8 inches tall by 4 inches wide. And New England's a huge place. So if you're looking at the map, you can barely, the little teeny lines are the major highways. There's no there's nothing depicting. I couldn't even, if I put my little tip of my pinky finger on the map, it would blob out the entire place that I was in. So there's no way I can say, okay, see this map, take this right, take this left, There's no way, because the map was it was like this part of probably this huge map. I don't know if she cut it out of the library or just a little section of it, but you could not, you cannot navigate on that map. And that's the second reason I think she was homeless, and she had an idea, but she certainly didn't have the tools. She didn't have a detailed map with the streets and the roads and the sections. She didn't have anything printed out. She didn't have a phone that had a GPS on it. Of course she didn't have a phone GPS. I'm thinking that she couldn't afford one. She didn't have a printed out map that people can print out and give to people. She didn't have that. So that was one of the other clues that something wasn't right. And yes, people in the prepper universe, we call them zombies. And she was kind of like that, and she didn't have a place. She didn't have a place to go. She was kind of ambling towards her destination on foot. No transport. She wanted me to give her a ride. First she wanted me to give her a ride to a motel. And then she wanted me to give her a ride. Our motel's in this town. Our motel's in that town. And she was, what about here? What about I'm not giving you a ride. And she was kind of taken aback, and she was trying to play the, I believe in God, and I'm like, okay, yeah, no, still no. So it was more of a ambling through life, and she's going in a general direction. But I just, it was just kind of a typical definition of, in our prepping universe, what we call a zombie. Somebody who's looking for something, somebody who wants something, comes ambling up to your door. They don't have specific destination in mind. I think she was looking for money. I think she was eventually going to ask for money. I think she was going to eventually ask for food. And I've seen people on the other prepper channels like, oh, I'll get a bag, and I'll ready a bag, and the people who come up, I'll just give them a bag. Here you go. Just go away. I don't want to see you again. Here, go away. And I certainly didn't do that. I certainly did not want to turn my back on her, and I just certainly did not want to go into the house to get her anything and come out, because she would just followed me up more onto the property, and that was something that I did not want to have happen. So maybe I should break that out into another video. Actually, circumstance and positioning and defense and offense and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, that's her destination was a big clue. The destination was, it was in general. She was generally trying to kind of feel her way there, and certainly in my area, that she was in the wrong direction and she was in the wrong area to get any sort of help or any sort of ride. If I was to say, okay, I'm going to the Cape, I would go to a major throughway or off the highway or something, and I would be walking backwards and sticking my thumb out. And this was something that she wasn't doing, and she was certainly in the wrong area for that. Okay, all right, I hope I've rambled. Hope you didn't put you to sleep. But okay, so if you like my videos, please hit the like button. Please subscribe for more tips, tricks, and anecdotal stories about prepping. All right, hope you're having a good day. Prepper for the Ages, signing out for now.